Hey guys, Tuesday night, and we are working on a trap. So, we got this working, and you'll see the mechanism of the trap here. But not if I press that. If I press simulate, okay, and boom. Okay. Boom. Now, what we want to do is we want to see this in the game. And boom. And you can see here that we're right on top of it, so those are definitely, we could do it as a reverse and get them to come out the ground. It's either or really. Okay. Hey Farah Kronos, thank you very much for the kind words. Right, so what we've got now is we've got our trap. Okay, so we just need to make sure that it actually hits something. Most importantly, us. Right? And we can set it to the collision detection is going to overlap only pawn. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check that it's the player. So we're going to say has tags, has tag, and it's player. Then we're going to branch it. We're going to plug this in. And then temporarily we'll just do a print string. And basically we are going to say player is hit. And we're going to show it for 20 seconds. And we'll make it white just to be cool about it. Okay, so let's see if it actually hits the player or not. Should do. Okay, so we should be underneath it now. And doom, player is hit. Okay. And it's hitting us 3 times, so that's not really what we want, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to change this slightly. Right, and we're going to click on our thing there. And we're not going to overlap this, okay? And we're going to set this to have no collision. And you'll get the point in a second. Okay, so I'm going to go to the viewport, and then on our trap, I'm going to add a box collision. Right? And then I'm just going to basically wrap our trap around the box collision. Okay. So we'll do that. Then we'll set an X of, let's say, 64 probably isn't enough. Y is probably going to be the same, and Z is probably going to be a bit more actually. But what we'll do to get this right is we shall go to the top, we'll stick it in the middle as best we can. That's about as middle as we can get, really. And then we shall basically start making this bigger and bigger. Go 80, go 85, that looks good. Now that should be 85 as well, so that looks good. And now if we look from the left, right, we can see where we are, and it looks like we're going to need a decent amount more than that. And that should probably do us. Okay, because we're not going to need bits up the top, that's for sure. So what we'll do is we'll save that, and then we'll go back to perspective. Then we'll go to our event graph, and then on our box we'll set that to overlap only pawn. Right, we'll delete that, we'll go to our box again, and then we'll add that, and we'll plug this one in. Okay. So we should be able to just plug this in, other actor, into here. Save that, and there we go. And now we should be able to just stand here and get hit. There we go. Okay. And blammo. Okay. So that's working fine. And we can basically delete this. And we don't need to do this. We can just immediately raise spikes. Okay. And there we go. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think we should do them in the bottom or in the top? Or coming out the bottom? Or coming out the wall, in fact? Might be a better one. right? Probably coming out the wall would be better actually. Okay, so that's working. So let's have a look at what we've done today. So we've done that. We have our teleporter. Right? And that's going to take us back to where we were. It's going to wait for 5 seconds and then operational again. Now, we switched that up so it does it faster. And there we go. Okay. Now, the question now for me, actually, you know what? Have I got... We've got... What's thump? Thump's good. We like thump. Right, but I want certain sound effects. Like I want a guy grunting when he gets hit, and it's not going to be in here. I'm guessing it's probably not going to be an FP weapon either. It's not going to be in there. And that's interface sound, so it's not going to be in there. Don't know what this is. Right, these are loops. We've got mega sound selection, but again, those are not going to be interfacing sounds. I thought I'd looked at that one, or was that a different set of sounds? Okay, I'm guessing that's a different set of sounds. I'm guessing that's the only sounds we have actually, right? The only other ones could be in our starter kit, right? Maps, audio, what have we got in audio? Collapse, explosion, fire, fire, light, light, smoke, steam. Right, so nothing really there for us. But I do know that we have... And to be quite honest, I can actually close this down. And if we open this up again, we can take a look. We do have voices, right? But I can't remember what they're called. Which is like grunts and stuff. Right. We're going to have a look here. As I said, I'm not 100% sure what these are called, and I'll probably go straight past them. Right, what we got? Doesn't seem like we've got a lot here, or it doesn't seem like I can find it. In the short term, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... I'm not sure if this is already... Yeah, it is. Right, so I've already got easy multi-save on 4.27, so I don't need to do that. Right. Do we have human vocalizations? This is it. what size is this thing? It's not that big, it's only 165 meg, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Right, we'll minimize this down if I can get it out. Right. So we'll move these into line. There we go. And then I'll move these down to sort of tidy it up a bit. That'll do it. There we go. And now we should have human vocalizations. Human male A. Cues. Breathing. Breathing's good. Coughing. Groan. Oh, we hear a groan. That's a bit rubbish. Pain. Right, let's see if we've got... got quite a lot of these. How many of these have we got? Oh, this is pain death. We've got 18 pains and a pain death. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, they can't spell grenade.
Grenade!
Grenade. We've got cover me. Right, we don't need any of those things. Right, so what about Q's B? Right, so that's breathing. Right, these got the same thing, pain. What's this? Oh, that's cry. Death, low. Torture. Right, so that's jump. Push fast, push slow. Right. Right, so that's quite good. So, in effect, right, what I'm going to do here is, actually we'll just do this once, right? We'll just say get pawn. So we'll get the player pawn. We're going to cast to Pawn Chronicles, right? And then we're going to save that for now. Then we're going to go to our Pawn Chronicles and we're going to add a custom event. Right? And we're going to say play paint. Okay. And we're going to play sound at location. And we'll get self, then we'll get actor location, and we'll plug that in there. Then we'll set our attenuation settings to footsteps. That'll do for now. And then right, and we'll drag that in there. And we'll save that. Then we'll go back to our spike trap. And we'll say play pain. Okay, save that. And now we can go here. There we go. So if we want to be super duper about it, right, which is what we'll probably end up doing anyway, right, what we can do is we can add variable, and in fact, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to not do that. Alright? I'm going to do something slightly different. Alright? I am going to create my first data table. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to blueprints, create a new folder, and we're going to say data tables. Right, then we're going to go in here and we're going to have to create a struct. Right, and it's going to be struct player pane. Okay, we're going to open this up, and it's going to be char number, and that's going to be an integer, and then we're going to have a new variable, and it's going to be pane q, and that is going to be a sound q. Save that, and then we're going to create a data table. And it's going to be based on struct player pane. Okay, that we're going to call it dt underscore player pane. Then we're going to open it, and we're going to add. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back. You know how we've got A, B, and C for human female and human male? Well, this is why I've got the character number, right? So that the player can pick a voice type, right? But I'm not going to store these in memory. I'm just going to pick one out of the data table when it needs used, right? So what we'll do is we'll go to human male B, and then if we type in pane, and that's male B. How many of these are there? I'll tell you what we're going to do, right? We're going to scale these up a bit. Heart comedy. Right, so we're not going to have heart comedy, right? So we're going to have heart pain. Heart pain. That's if I can manage to do that. How come there's so many of these in comparison? Male heart voice B, and these are all male B. And it's not, so it's heart pain. Heart pain set underscore set. Right, so that should have taken out the comedy one. And then underscore 1, I suppose. Right. Right, we don't like that. So what have we got in 2? Right, we don't like that. So we'll go with 3. Not too keen on those ones either, actually. What about 5? Right, we'll go with this, right, but we'll just put the first 10 in. So we'll just go 3. Right, and this one goes here. This one goes here. Then the third one here. Fourth one and here. Now if we find that there's a performance issue, we can always turn these into an array. If we need to. Goes there. Right. So save that. So we're kind of done with that. And we go back to here. Right, now we're going to use our data table. So we're going to say data table. We're going to get row names. Right? Then we're going to say length. Then we're going to say -1. Then we're going to say int in range, and we're going to get a random integer in range between that number and that number. Then we're going to get a copy of this element. Bear with me, guys, we'll be there in a second once we get this done. Then we're going to data table again, right, except we're going to get the bottom one, right. We're going to join that to that, then we're going to join that to that, we're going to shimmy that up a bit, then we'll shimmy that up a bit, then we're going to select the data table, which is that, we're going to select the data table, which is that, then we're going to get our struct and we're going to break it, and then we're going to plop our sound in there, row found in there, save that, press play, and now when we run into, or when this hits us, we're going to get a different sound. Now, I think that's playing 3 different sounds. I definitely think that this is playing 3 different sounds. Yep, definitely is. Right, now, don't ask me why. Alright. Gonna say no to that. Right, we'll go with that. And it's only saying begin overlap. Right, now this should only be happening once. That sounds better. Yep, that's better. Yep, good. Right, so I think that's only playing once now. So this is only getting kicked off once. Whereas before, with the other setting, it was getting kicked off 3 times for some unknown reason. The step on was not allowed, was basically firing the whole thing off multiple times. But we don't seem to have any kind of what's the word I'm looking for, delay on that sound effect, or if we do, it's certainly acceptable. We'll just check that again, shall we? Right, I would say that's perfectly acceptable. Yep, I'll go for that. So that's that done. Okay, and the next thing that we need to do is we need to go into our controller, right? And we're probably going to end up needing to set up some variables in our struct here, right? So like these ones here could go in the struct. This one, basically these ones here, right? And so we can certainly do that, and then we need to set up hit points, right? So what I think we'll do is in our blueprints in here under main, right, what we're going to do is we're going to create a struct. Okay, we're going to call it struct underscore, we'll call it main, we'll call it player stats. Okay, and what we're going to put in it first is basically two variables, which are going to be max hits, well I may as well call it HP, right? Max HP, and that is going to be an integer, and it's going to be, let's say, 3, and current HP, and it is going to be an integer, and it's going to start at 3 as well. Okay, so we can save that. Then we can go to our player. We can delete all that once we find out what it is. It's a line trace. Yeah, that was me showing people earlier today how a line trace works. So that's okay. And in here, we're now going to put our struct. Right, so we're going to say main stats, and it's going to be struct player stats. So we shall save that, and we can see there that we've got the defaults already set up. And we're now going to do we'll do this as a function, right? So that we split these up a bit. So what we're going to do is a function, and this is going to be take damage, right? Now, the damage we're going to take is always going to be 1 from a trap or anything like that. If a bad guy gets us, we're going to basically take well, we'll work that one out, right? But at the moment, we're going on the premise that if the monster always gets you in one hit, then that isn't going to be a take damage. That's basically going to be a kill, right? But basically, take damage, we're going to get our main stats, right? Then we're going to break it. Then we're going to set members, right? And then we're going to get this, and we're going to say current HP, and we're basically going to say current HP minus 1 is going to be that. That's going to go in there. We're going to check this first. So we're going to say is greater than 0. Right, so now we're going to get to branch again. We're going to branch on this. Right, so if it's greater than 1, we set that up. And if it's false, we basically kill the player. Right. So we'll put that there, up a bit. Right, now if that's true, we're going to get this, and we're going to say set main stats. Now we're going to do something else here. We're going to put something on the HUD, but for the main point, that's what we're going to do, right? And that is basically what we're going to do regarding our take damage, right? So now if we go into here and we hit the player, we basically play pain and we take damage. Okay, and that's the two things that we do. And we're probably actually better doing that the other way around. Right? And we could actually say play pain from the take damage as well, so that we don't actually need to. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll delete that. Right? Take damage. We'll go in here. Right? We'll say play pain. Right, then we'll go in here, save that. Okay, and on that, guys, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like and subscribe. I shall be right back. Check out the description for Discord and ways to support the channel, and I'll be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Okay guys, we're back and let's carry on with this. And the obvious thing here, right, would be to add, we'll just get this done while we're doing it, right? And it's going to be replenish health. Okay, and basically it's going to be the same as take damage, except we're just going to add one, right? So what we'll do is we'll do that and we'll do that, we'll copy it, then we'll go to replenish health and then we'll paste it. I think I just, right, what we'll do is we'll copy that, we'll go to replenish health, we'll paste it, right, we'll remove the play pane because we don't want that. Then we're going to say if this is greater than max, if this number here is greater than max health, but this is going to be slightly different. This is going to be current HP plus 1 is greater than max health, right? Then we're going to say not so that's going to be not boolean. So this is going to keep us nice and tidy. That's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. And then that's going to stay exactly as it was. Right, so that's going to replenish the health. Okay. Then what we can do next is we can go to our event graph, and then on our event begin play, right, we're going to move this up here because we might need it again at some point. Right, this one we're going to move along, and this we are going to duplicate. Okay, and our replenish health is going to run every 10 seconds, and that will be us. So we are now both going to lose health and get it back if we've lost it, right? Now we've got one more thing to do, but I'm waiting on the graphics for it, which is basically to do a graphic that shows if you've lost health or not, right? So we can work on that, and this can basically go down here. Well, actually, we'll move all of this up. Okay. And what we could actually do here is add a new graph. We'll just call it event graph movement. Okay. Then we shall go into here. Then we'll copy this. In fact, we'll cut it. And then we'll paste it into here. And we'll compile that. Okay. So that keeps all our stuff separate. We've got all our stuff that's happening in the game in this graph, and we have our movement controls in this graph here. Okay, so that should keep us nice and tidy. So we now have a trap, we have teleporters, we have our wood breaking, we have various other things going on, but what we don't have is if you watch here, actually it's not in this particular blueprint, but if we go to our layout parts and we go to our base layout part, right, we've got pickup settings, right? Now what I want to actually start doing with this is to incorporate these three things with the settings here. Okay, so with that in mind, if we go to the layout straight, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to do a custom event. Right, and we're going to call it setup pickups. Hi Disniz, how are you doing tonight, mate? Right, so now that we've got teleporters working and a trap working, then we've set up damage to the player, and we've set up taking damage and playing sound. We've also set up replenishing health. We want to do something with our, we've got BP pickup, okay, and we're going to do BP minimap pickup, and we're going to do the stun pickup. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here is in our layout parts, I'm going to create an enum, right? Yeah, we'll do it in layout parts, and we're going to do a new folder, and we're going to call it enums. Now it's probably only going to have one. A rainy great sea. So you're near the sea and it's raining. It's actually the first day of winter here. There's not really an autumn. It's kind of, it changes overnight. So yesterday I was sitting in a t-shirt and sweating, and today I have a sweater. right? But it's fairly dry, but it's, I wouldn't say it's cold, but it's just right with a sweater on. It's just comfortable. So we're going to do a blueprint and enumerator, and it's going to be E pickup. Okay, but it doesn't want to be renamed. We're going to call E pickup, right? And we're going to do new, and then we can add to this a later date. So we're going to call it speed. We're going to call it minimap. And we're going to call it stun. Okay. No, that's nice. Well, it's nice if you like the sea. It's not very nice if you don't. So now that we've got this, we're going to go back to our base layout. We'll not get rid of these just yet, but what we'll do is we'll add pickup type, and it's going to be enum, no, it's going to be E pickup. Well, I can give you the gist of an enumerator, but if you want to go and watch it, yeah, go and watch it. It's a basics, and you need to know about it. Right, we're going to set that to visible, and then we're going to set it to be in the pickup settings. Okay, and by default, it's going to be set to speed, which it is. Right. And now, when we go into our actually, you know what we could do is we could do this as an interface and then set it in the base class, right? So it calls its child, which is going to be whatever layout part it is, and then it's going to remove all the other parts that it needs to. Right, so let's try that. Right, so what interfaces do we have? That's the main question here. Right, so we've got interfaces, and it's BPI pickup, right? So what we'll do is we'll add a function, and we'll call it set up pickups. Now okay, so this is going to be remove unneeded pickups. Okay. Now, we don't actually need this when I think about it. We don't need it. Yeah, we don't need it at all. And we can do this all through the base, right? Because all we need to do is basically get our base class to do it by asking the actor if it's got certain components, right? So in our event graph, we can delete that, and on our begin play, we can get this. And then we can do a switch, right? And then if it's going to be speed, what we do, right, is get child, and if this includes descendants, then that's kind of interesting. Right? And then for here we can say for each then we can say equals, then we can say so if this is for speed, it's going to be BP underscore minimap. It's pickup minimap. We should really rename the pickup speed one. And we're going to have to do an OR there, but we can't do that yet. So this is going to be a branch. Okay. And if that's true, we're going to say destroy actor. And it's going to be this actor here. Right? So we basically do that. Okay. So if we go to the straight, right, we might actually not need this at all, right, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to the viewport, . right? We're going to duplicate that, except this is going to be pick up minimap, right? So this is going to be pick up minimap, right? And then if we click on this, it's going to be type speed, right? So it should remove this. So if I simulate this, it didn't do it. Right? Now, it might not actually do it within the confines of a simulate. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to check this out first of all. And there we go, both are there, right? So if we press play, right, they've all got it, okay? So that's not working. Okay. We can switch this off and on, but we don't actually need to now, right? So this code here is not basically going into this, or at least it's not finding this particular part. Okay, so if we press play, it is going in here, and if we step over, and it is going in here, and that is a false, right? But I don't know what it is, right? So what we're going to have to do in the meantime is, while I'm remembering to do it, I'm going to hit that. Now I'm just wondering if I need to get the components of the child actors, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a print string, right? And it is going to go here. It is going to go there. And then it's for each child actor, and that says it should include descendants. Okay. But I'm not buying it that it is. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print these out. We'll do it for 20 seconds, let's say. Now, this is going to print a lot of stuff out, but we should get an idea of what's going on here. Right. Right, we're going to have to take this breakpoint off. Zoom. Then we're going to have to take this breakpoint off. Zoom. Now it has got a BP pickup. Right. It has indeed got a BP pickup. I'm going to stop that and I'm going to check if it ever hits here. Because this might be... No, it doesn't. Now, layout minimap. Turn 5. That's interesting. Let's stop that again, right? We'll check out our layout straight. Right, now this is called BP layout straight, and then we've got our BP pickup. Right? And we have our BP pickup minimap. Now, I'm just wondering if these are considered to be, well, let's check something. These are probably considered to be components, right? So, I'm not going to say destroy actor, I'm going to say destroy component. Right? And then we're going to plug that in there. Okay. Now, let's see what happens. We've still got our mini maps. Right? So that's a bit weird. Now, as you can see, it's doing it for everything. Right, we've got about 7 million different minimaps, but in effect, it ain't working. And that's not going to work. So the only thing I can presume right, is that this never equals a BP minimap pickup. But it does have a layout minimap. Right, so it is equal to that, so I'm not too sure how this is, or why this isn't working. Right, because this should definitely find right, let's try this a different way, right? Let's just try it a silly way. Okay, we're going to say that if it contains let's say mini map, we're not going to use the that field, right? We're going to go in here, right? Now I'm not too keen on this idea, but I'm just going to check if it actually works or not. And it did. Would you believe that? Oh no, it didn't. It actually didn't. It actually didn't work. So it would appear right, that this actor with the name minimap, wait a minute, it didn't actually fire that time, and that's because of course I didn't do that. Right, so it's not removing itself. Okay, okay, now we can try this another way, right? Why did that just suddenly disappear? Right, we can do this a different, let's try this, and then if this doesn't work, we'll go back to our interface method, okay? But it seems that we're not finding the minimap. Right, so that's not working, right? Which is fine, because it's kind of what we expected. But now what we're going to do is we're going to switch this off, right? And we're going to kill all this. And we're going to kill that. We're going to go back to our interfaces. Right? And to our BP pickup. And we're going to say remove we'll say unrequired pickups, right? And we're going to have an input, and we're going to say E type, and this is going to be E pickups. We're going to save that. We're going to go back to our base layout. We're going to grab this under here. We're not going to pick up, or we're not going to do anything with actually, you know what, we don't even need this, right? All we need to do is this. And then basically we say in here, we say remove unrequired pickups, and we pass in the type, and that is it. Right, and we'll test this out on the straights first. And what we're going to have to do here is write the event for each of the different layout pieces, which is a bit more of a pain in the backside, but this should work, and we should be able to test this on our layout straight. Right, so if we come in here, we should be able to say event remove has this actually got, it should have, has this actually got, no it doesn't. Right, so we're gonna have to add this BPI pickup to each of the different things. Why does this not base layout part? Right, this should be inherited for the base layout part. This hasn't got any. Right, so we'll do that. We'll go back to here. We'll remove that. Yes. We'll refresh that. Why is that not got any interfaces? base layout part. Why is this saying it's got no interfaces? Right, this has got BPI. Right, we're going to save all. Right. And if we look at interfaces here, it's got these. Right. And this should have the same thing. Right, let me do something. Right, I've closed that down. Right. And we'll go to layout, parts. And we'll go to layout straight. We'll go to class settings. And there it's now. Right, okay, whatever. Whatever, Mr. Straight thing. We're going to click on there. Right, and we're going to go event, remove unrequired pickups. Right, then we're going to switch on this. Okay. We're going to be copying this to all the layout parts, by the way. Right. Right, so we're going to get all our components. Right, we're going to get all child actors. We're not going to get descendants. We're going to say for each that's going to go in there. Then we're going to say equals and we're going to say BP underscore pickup minimap. Right, and then we're going to say branch and then we're going to say destroy actor. Okay, then we're going to add a breakpoint to that. We're going to do that. And we're going to add a breakpoint to that. And then we're going to run it and see what happens. Okay. So it did nothing, which is fine. I'm cool with that. I want to see if it hits here. Hit here. And it appears this is nothing. Right? what we'll say is we'll include descendants, right? Oh, I know what it is. It's it would appear that this seems to think that it's not got any and this is not firing. Well. That ain't firing, mate. Right, so play gets to here. Doesn't get anywhere else. Right? I don't think I need to do this, but get a reference to self. Or maybe this isn't set up yet. Or maybe this, yeah, it does run. Yep, that's not doing anything. Right, so what I'm going to do is in our base layout part, we're going to put a delay. To see if we're getting anything out of here. And it appears we're getting nothing. Right, so we'll do a 1. And that's not doing anything. That's doing something. Okay. So did we need a slightly longer? Didn't delete them though. Now, the question has to be here, in our straight, we, it kinda didn't do this. Excuse me. It never hit here. Right, now it tried to hit here. But it never did. Pickup type is speed. And add it, no. That should not be dependent. Right. I'm going to run it again like this. And it does hit there. And it is bringing back those different things. Right, minimap 4-way. Resume that. It's done it again. It's minimap T junction. T junction. T junction. Resume. Turn. Seems to be the only one it's not doing is the blooming straights. Turn. Turn. Right, I'm going to stop this for now, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a copy of basically the first one. Then we're going to delete that and we're going to plug straight into there. Right? We're going to disable that, then we're going to run it. And what? I'm going to reparent this. I'm going to say base layout part. I'm going to save that, compile it. And that never runs. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that, right? And then I'm going to get a T-junction. Right? We're going to get a T-junction. And that's not got any code in it. And we're going to do that. We're going to save that. And then we're going to press play because we know that it does it on the T-junction, right? Oh, but you're not going to do it now. Ah, but wait a minute. That's not got any breakpoints on it. Nope, doesn't do it. So the interface is not getting called. Right? So whatever is going on there it's not doing what it should be doing. Right? So I'm going to leave that for tonight. I might do a bit of work on it off stream, but if you've enjoyed the stream, then hit the like and subscribe. You can also check out the description for Discord links and ways to support the channel from as little as $2 on Patreon, or you can check out my previous game on Steam, which is called FTD2, and it's a tower defense game. So thank you for watching. I shall catch you tomorrow at 2 PM Central. Bye bye for now.